As your governor, I promise you, whatever challenges come our way, I will always lead the California way.
You literally insane.
I say that's the California way.
You guys are really awesome. Thank you so much.
Based on compassion,
I mean, if we're gonna be realistic, they pay you to be homeless here.
common sense. Clean and sober is one of the biggest damn mistakes this country's ever made. We all need to self-medicate periodically. Telling the truth. Telling the truth. Treasuring our diversity.
Use the fist to hit my...
Telling the truth. Following science. Protecting our planet.
Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey.
Gavin Newsom, courage through crisis.
Yeah, and that right there is probably going to be the next president of the United States. I hope you guys will be enjoying the California-ing of America. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Rudowski here of wearechange.org, and there is a whole lot of absolutely wild and bewildering news to get into today, as it looks like total bedlam, total chaos, total criminality is reigning supreme, as of course there are some very influential voices in our society trying to excuse the utter chaos and violence that is being invoked on hard-working, everyday Americans that are just trying to make it by. This, as of course, we also have a lot of corruption within the Biden administration that finally is being exposed, while there's just the citizenry of the United States that are acting just as corrupted, just as evil, just like their government counterpart, and looting and taking whatever they want for themselves. We're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more, all here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you could get it on the bestpoliticalshirts.com. People at Whole Foods freaking loved it yesterday. We'll talk about that in a little bit, as of course the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast was originally shared by Kevin Dalton on Twitter, and I think he did an incredible job juxtaposing the insanity that the people of California have to go through with a Gavin Newsom campaign ad that soon might be going nationally, as he is going to be debating the governor of Florida very soon. Why, when he's not an official candidate for the Democratic presidential party? Interesting. Again, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. All of this as clear pandemonium has hit the streets of New York City after a failed PS5 giveaway. Yes, a mid-tuber social media influencer, Kai Cenat, is now facing charges of inciting a riot because he said he would give out PS5s in Union Square, which led to utter bedlam. As of course, a lot of people showed up and there wasn't that many PS5s. So people just did the most natural thing that came to them afterwards and started to go crazy and steal and loot and beat up other small businesses to make up the fact that they didn't get their PlayStations, something that social media influencer Hassan Piker was very displeased about. Now, he wasn't displeased about an elderly worker, a person of color, most likely an immigrant as well, getting the crap beat out of him and having his store cleared out and looted. He was angry that people were talking about a 70-year-old person of color from the Middle East that's probably an immigrant that got his store looted. Yes, you can't believe this nonsense, but this is where the pulse of America is right now, with Hassan Piker, Cenk Uyghur's underling, coming out very boldly against this hardworking American.
Are heading back. In terms
you
of
see what they're doing?
being able to disperse this crowd that they were able to do.
You guys see that? They're not following the narrative and showing black people as the perpetual victims all the time. How horrible. And this kind of deranged, delusional sentiment that is for rioting and for the destruction of hardworking middle-class Americans' businesses is also being felt right now in Stockton, California, where two 7-Eleven employees are now being officially investigated by the local police department there for defending themselves and their business against a robber that tried to get away with hundreds of dollars of store merchandise. This, as we're also finding out that this wasn't the first time this criminal robbed this business, while in this particular incident, even pulling a knife on the store clerks. The store clerks, of course, intervened, grabbed the suspect and then gave him a literal frickin' ass whooping that went viral all around the internet, and even had one of the best t-shirt companies out there in the whole entire political sphere create a meme t-shirt about it to celebrate the fact that if you F around, you're going to be finding out very soon, as of course this was a larger representation of people finally standing up against the criminality that is trying to be normalized in this country, a part of a billionaire's plot who financed district attorneys all throughout the country that are literally allowing criminals loose, all a part of a larger divide and conquer plot. This is, of course, this is our t-shirt that you can get on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And when we released it, we told you specifically, when this guy is going to create a legal defense fund, we're going to be donating all the profits from this shirt, as of course, this incident happened a few days ago, and we told you, hey, with the way that things are going, he probably is going to be charged soon. And we're still waiting for an official donation link. And again, we'll continue to be donating the funds from this t-shirt to his legal defense fund, as of course, this sentiment of excusing brazen criminals pulling knives and stealing from businesses for multiple days is something that the system wants to excuse because they want you to be a perpetual victim, which finally someone stood up and said, no, that is not going to be happening here. And now he is the focus of an official investigation by the Stockton Police Department that has announced that they are looking into this matter and might be pressing charges after giving the findings of their investigation to the district attorney. Now, who's the district attorney of Stockton, California? Well, we're going to find out soon, especially if they're financed by this billionaire that everyone keeps talking about. I gave my 2 cents on the matter in the comment section here that, of course, overwhelmingly is showing individuals who are saying, hey, this guy defended themselves. As one person comments, these criminals, quote, are taking advantage of business owners because the government says don't try to stop them. As overwhelmingly, almost in the comment section, everyone is talking about how utterly insane and stupid the police department is for going after someone who clearly decided to defend themselves. As of course, prosecutors, district attorneys all throughout this country are looking the other way as there's real life victims, real life crimes, real life harm being done to individuals, while of course going after and carefully prosecuting and punishing people for political wrongthink, as perfectly demonstrated by all the charges being brought up against the former president of the United States, and that is Donald Trump. This, as I think it's fair to say that we have seen the politicization of our justice system that, of course, is going after the chief political opponent of the current ruling establishment, heading into the 2024 presidential elections that look more chaotic and utterly insane the closer we get to it. This as Trump might be facing even more charges because of a alleged threatening post he made on Truth Social, as we're also finding out that he has already paid $36 million of small donor cash to fight these legal indictments. This as a lot of these legal problems will, of course, be bogging him down, taking away a lot of his resources and time during a key, crucial race where he is supposed to be campaigning. In related unfair political prosecution news, Elon Musk just announced that, quote, if you were ever unfairly treated by your employer due to posting or liking something on this platform, specifically talking about X or previously known as Twitter, quote, he will fund your legal bills, no limit, please let us know. As people already mentioned, a lot of individuals in the comment section, even going as far as to post pictures of Roseanne Barr. Simon Gudick, of course, chimed in. So did Gina Carano. As I think it's fair to say, we're living in a society where people are being punished more and more because of their political expressions. And to me, that's ridiculous. We should go back to the days where people were friends with each other, even though they disagreed politically on key issues. Now, we don't really have that. We have the quite opposite of that. And that, to me, is troubling. And one reason why I personally decided to create thebestpoliticalshirts.com in order to, of course, fix this divide, heal the wounds of our society, and address particular topics with aggressive meme warfare in the real world, at the grocery store, at the supermarket, at the local bank, walking down in your park. You can now inform your local Kyle and Karen with the latest information from a t-shirt that will have them pondering and thinking about political ideas that they never thought before that would previously be censored on big tech social media. There's no censoring your t-shirts, and there's some t-shirts that are too hot, too spicy to even show you here on this platform, and that's why we are only having them and hosting them on our own website, thebestpoliticalshirts.com, a website that I think is definitely worth checking out, even though you might not want to purchase anything. The memes, the ideas expressed here, just the stuff that we can't show you here is definitely worth a watch, to say the least. Check them out. Do some window shopping on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And also don't forget to stop in on takethechillpill.com, our own line of supplements that we are now selling and producing with ashwagandha. We got more supplements coming, but this is the first one because this is something that I personally used. I personally liked. It has helped me tremendously. I think it might help you. Talk to your medical professional before taking any kind of supplement. And if you're interested in ashwagandha, check out takethechillpill.com. We have a very informative video on the top of this link so you could watch, do your own homework, and make your own private medical decisions that are right for you as an individual. Now, we, of course, are still not done here with this particular broadcast, as, of course, there's so much news to talk about. There's so many different things happening right now, as, of course, one of the major things is how the United States women's national team was kicked out of the international tournament in round 16, highlighting this meme video that is going viral right now. Now that right there definitely deserves some equal pay. Oh my goodness. Oh, I had to. As the blue-haired Justin Bieber lookalike, who's a feminist icon, missed the soccer kick, which everyone is talking about right now. But I think don't matter as much as the latest geopolitical developments surrounding this Biden administration and everything else that's happening in Ukraine, as one of the lead Republican presidential candidates, Vivek Ramaswamy, made a very interesting comment a few hours ago suggesting that the United States is aiding Ukraine, partly maybe because of the Hunter Biden internal business dealings that happen within that country. Now, is that a possibility? I think it's not out of the realm of speculation here, since, of course, there was a lot of money transferred from Ukraine to the Biden family, particularly bank accounts that were shared with the current president of the United States. This, as it's also important to note here that an unemployable crack addict was sitting down and having a lot of business dealings and important discussions surrounding national energy policy, prosecutors that were fired from the Ukrainian government with the threat of not giving aid to Ukraine. So we previously do know that Joe Biden, when he was vice president of the United States, impacted and directly fired Ukrainian politicians and withheld aid until they did so in order to make sure that a business tied to his son wasn't fully investigated. This, as I think the question is worth asking, how much of the current policy is impacted by money that switched hands between the Biden family and the Ukrainian government? This, as Russia and China have been put together with a failed American foreign policy that, of course, is creating divisions internationally, but unifying a lot of our foes. This, as tensions are rising internationally and creating a very unstable international situation that is not good for everyone. As, of course, we're also finding out in the making of this video that Russia just intercepted another U.S. drone over the Black Sea. This, as disputes over territory and land, especially in Alaska right now, are very troubling to say the least. And it's something that, of course, we're going to be keeping a very close eye on. But hey, at least the Biden family has a lot of money in their bank accounts, right? So, you know, it's not a total loss. So yeah, that's what's happening in the news today. What do you think is going to happen with the Biden family and American politics? How intertwined, how corrupted do you think it actually is? Let me know down in the comment section below. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys actively watching these videos, sharing them with your friends and family members, buying t-shirts, which is critically important, and shares messages that you can't share anywhere else, reaches people that you can't reach anywhere else. And because you do all that, this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.